the importance of your story, right? Beyonce and her album Beyonce. Like, there's a lot of opinions on why that album was so successful. You know, some people say it was successful because of the surprise release that nobody was expecting, right? Some people say it was successful because of the barriers to access. You know, you couldn't stream it on YouTube or Spotify or anything like that. You know, you had to buy it. So it was like, oh, by preventing people from accessing it on YouTube and streaming it and whatever, you know, she forced people to buy it, and that's why it sold so well. I think those things were factors, but above all, I think the most impactful aspect of why she sold so much was the story. I mean, with Beyonce, right, you have this big figure, right, that everybody is so intrigued with. You know, everybody is so interested with. Women want to be her. You know, they want to dress like her. They want to wear their hair like her. You know, they want to dance like her. They want to do the facial expressions she does. You know, so it's like people are very into this woman, you know, and it's like you have a character that people are so involved with, and then you have this drastic, you have these major events that take place in her life, right? She gets married, she has a baby, you know. Now, that in itself, you know, people can take a picture of her and Jay-Z walking down the street and sell it for thousands of dollars. If somebody catch her daughter getting out of a cab or something and take a picture, they could sell it for thousands of dollars. So it's like that just shows the level of interest that people have in her life, you know, and her story. So it's like you have a woman who just got married, who just became a mother, and people are like, what's it like? You know, you have people in your life that became a parent. You have people who just got married, and you could care less. It's like, whatever. But everybody wants to know, what's it like for Beyonce to be married? What's it like for Beyonce to be a mother? You know, how has this affected her? How has this made her music change? Does she have a new perspective on life? What's going on with her after all of these events? You know, so you have all of these questions swirling around her during the release of this album. People want to know these things, right? So the surprise release drops. And when you look at social media and you see the discussions that were taking place around the album and what people were saying on blogs about the album, it wasn't really just, oh, the music is amazing. The discussion was, oh, she has these songs about, you know, her kid, Blue Ivy. She has Blue Ivy singing on a song. She's talking about being a mother. She has these songs about, you know, her interactions with Jay-Z, you know, the sexual stuff and all of that, man. You know, she's giving people a window into her life with Jay-Z. She's giving people a window into her life with her daughter, you know, and people looked at that and it was like, yeah, I want that. Like, I want to know this story, you know, and that's what people bought. People bought the story, you know. It's like, it's no different from LeBron James when he was making his decision to go to Miami. There was such interest in the story that it ended up being an ESPN special, you know. It's like, same thing with like Tupac when he got shot all those times and locked up, and everybody is like, what does this guy got to say? People were so interested in his story. When All Eyes on Me dropped, everybody ran out and got it because it was like, what does this guy got to say? Same thing with 50 Cent when he got shot. What does this guy got to say? Everybody's interested in the story. I mean, even A$AP Rocky, when I heard of him, I didn't go and check him out because I heard his music was so amazing. I went and checked him out because people were talking about the guy got signed for like millions of dollars. And it was like, well, what's this guy's story? How did he get signed for millions of dollars? What's so hot about him? And that's what drove me to go and check out his music. you know? So it's like the story is very important in marketing your music. So it's like, well, it's not just, hey, I have a good album. You know, like you see people promote a new release on Twitter or Facebook, you know, and all they got to say about their project is that they have a new release. You know, I got a new album out, dropping, go get it, link. Nobody cares because you haven't expressed why I should check it out. What's being said in that album that will compel me to go and listen to it? I mean, if you look at somebody like J. Cole, right, and the album that he recently dropped, the Forest Hill Drives album, right? He released that album on the heels of that single that he put out there, the Free single, you know, where he's like, all I want to do is take the chains off, man. And that song was released during the height of like the Ferguson situation, you know, with Mike Brown getting killed, and emotions was high, you know, and he released this impassioned song, you know, that spoke to what was going on, you know, and it was like people were like, wow, this guy is really angry about this. This guy's got something to say about this, you know? And then when he was going on radio shows promoting that album, he wasn't talking about the producers that he had on the album and the features that he had on the album. He was talking about political issues, you know? He was talking about, you know, being sick of the music that was being played on the radio and how it wasn't talking about nothing. You know, he was talking about the government oppressing people and, you know, the police abuse and things like that. And people were like, wow, this guy's got something to say. I want to hear this album, you know? And that was his most successful album to date, you know, because that is what drove the interest. Now, a part of, you know, being able to sell your story is having a platform, you know, and a way to elevate your story to where people are even aware that you have a story that they should be interested in. And we're going to take a quick commercial break, go and pay some bills. And when we come back, we're going to get into that. Elevating your story, right? You have platforms. You have Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, all of these platforms, right? Now, everybody wonders, how do I get more people to pay attention to me on social media? How do I get people to pay more to respond to my posts on Facebook and my tweets and things like that? And the biggest issue with that, a lot of times, you know, outside of, you know, the algorithms and all of that, be the message, you know, what you're saying. Because it's like I said in the video, friends aren't fans. You know, a lot of artists don't really have fans, especially in the beginning. You know, they have friends, they have family, they have associates, you know, they have co-workers, they have, you know, fellow artists, you know, that they met at open mics and things of that nature, but not fans. You know, so certain things like you posting the cover to your next mixtape isn't gonna get them excited. You saying, hey, I got a new single out, or hey, here's my new album or my new video. That's not gonna get them excited because they're not fans and they don't really care about that type of stuff. You know, so what's gonna get them involved is the story. What does that album cover speak to? You know what I'm saying? What is it about? Is it about police brutality? Is it about religious beliefs? Is it about something that resonates with who you're marketing to, where you're gonna get a rise out of them? You know, so it's like a thing that is popular online now is youth. You know, like you will see something on Facebook or on YouTube, you know, there's a lot of searches for terms like 17-year-old rapper spits hot fire, or 16-year-old spits 100 words in 3 seconds, or something like that, because the youth, with youth, the story is their youth. The story is the potential and the possibilities. And hey, if this guy is this good at this age, imagine what he's gonna be like when he gets that age. You know, it's the intrigue. You know, I saw a post, you know, on Facebook a few days ago about a 17-year-old kid and how nice he was. Matter of fact, that was a post. The post said, could this 17-year-old kid be the savior of hip hop? You know, and something like that people respond to, like, oh, word, like this guy's supposed to be that good. You know, the story gets people involved, you know, so it's like you got to look at yourself and try to find what's your story. You know, either you're going to be the story, like something about you and something that's going on with you, or your song is going to be the story where it's speaking to a certain issue or topic, you know, that really connects with people and strikes a nerve. And if your music doesn't speak to anything going on with people, and you don't really have a story to tell people about yourself that people would be interested in, it's going to be real difficult for you to like make noise on social media and things of that nature, you know. Then you getting into the land of, you know, trying to get a song on radio and things of that nature where, you know, people hear it and if they like it, they respond to it and things like that, you know. And that's a more traditional way of promoting music. But those doors are very hard to get into. You know, radio is not easy to get on, you know, and even trying to buy your way in, you'll spend thousands of dollars. So it's like telling your story is really the most cost-effective way you can market and promote your music. It's just a matter of finding the right story to tell. This is Gift, signing off. Pay us no mind. Peace.